Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the vwnut 1967 channel on YouTube. Here we are today in my garage. It's kind of, here we go, this is my dog Patina, if you didn't know. It's kind of rainy, cold for May today. What we're going to talk about today is very controversial. Let me get my doohickey for my thingamabobber. You'll see what I'm talking about. The doohickey for my thingamabobber. And it's a very controversial subject. A lot of people have a lot of right answers. And it's this fuel filter right here. We're going to relocate it today to the same place I keep it in my 67 Bug. The reason I had the fuel filter here in the 64 is because I didn't know the condition of the fuel line in the tunnel or the exact condition of the tank when I got this car. So we kept the fuel filter here so I could keep an easy eye on it. Does the fuel filter in this location catch cars on fire? Yes. Yes, it has. It's very close to the sparky bits. It's in the engine compartment. They do come apart. Yes, they have caught Volkswagens on fire. My theory is, and this is just my theory, this is the cool part of the engine. Underneath here is the hot part of the engine. So if you keep the cool part of the engine cool by keeping your seals intact, and you keep the hot part of the engine hot and keep the seal that seals the hot bits from the cool bits intact, it should never get so hot up here that it would melt this. So you can take the melting out of the worry. If you maintain and check your fuel lines, yeah, I know nobody pays attention to Tina, and check your fuel lines, you shouldn't have a problem back here. I don't think it should be a permanent place for one back here. You shouldn't need one back here. There is a fuel screen on the tank. I do like to keep a fuel filter just because you never know what's coming out of the gas pump at the gas station. At least I don't feel like I know what's coming out of it. So I like to keep one in and change it. I change it once a year. In these cars, we drive them about 5,000 miles a year. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this off, and where I relocate it is just where we'll have to get the car jacked up because lowrider problems and get the wheel off. Where the fuel line comes out of the frame horn, we'll put a line, fuel filter, and then another line to where this hard line comes right here, comes into, and we'll get you guys a closer look at all of this, where this hard line comes in to feed the fuel filter, and then we'll just run a regular straight hose right to the carburetor. And Patina will be here for your entertainment and mine too. What? You got something to say? Tell me. Tell me. Alright, so we'll get set up, and we'll start by pulling the bottom part of that hose off and draining it into a cup, and we'll go from there. So I pulled the fuel line off of the exit for the fuel pump. I'll go ahead and pull the air cleaner off. Can't believe that I have to loosen it, but I do. I guess I can believe it. I should have it tightened. I should have tightened it down. That's the right way to do it. So I can believe that that happened. I can. Patina is having all sorts of problems. Bring your ball over here, Showasaurus. That's her killing a soccer ball. I'm just going to go ahead and persuade this hose to come off. At the same time, I'm keeping an eye right here where this brass fitting goes into the carburetor here, because they have a tendency to go out. That's also been responsible for fires in Volkswagens too, this fitting popping out. I know that sometimes that's due to there being, there's a little bit of schmutz in the bottom there. That's due to there being that popping out. That's due to there being too much fuel pressure. Sometimes that pops out. Other times it's just from the age of the carburetor. Anyway, I can see my battery lights flashing. We'll get you guys set up over there. Actually, we'll just run that fuel line right now while we're here. So we'll do that. Change the battery and we'll get a chunk of fuel line. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and slip that guy right on there. We're going to see how much of that we want to use. Right about probably like about that much. Are you two sourcing your ball right now, miss? Yes? What? You got something to say? I'm not afraid of you. What? Bring it here. Alright, we'll get a hose clamp for that guy. And we should be good to go on this end. Put the air cleaner back on. We'll have to hunt down the hose clamp for sure. We have to hunt down a hose clamp. So I'll do that and bring you guys right back. Alright, well, the shop apprentice broke the bars for his Freestyle Pro scooter, which is in the vise over there, because I got to take the clamp off and put the backup bars on it, because you can't get home from school and not have a scooter to ride. So since we love to share this cool saw with you guys, I thought while I looked for tripod problems, real life tripod problems. So I thought while I looked for a clamp, I would share the saw with you guys. So we got his old bars up in here, and we're just going to cut the broken part off right now. There you go. Perfect. Perfect. I recommend using the fuel line from Germany that looks like the Chinese finger cuff. However, that's not what we have here in stock at the VW Nut Garage, so we are going to use this. Regardless of what you use, if you are going to let your car sit for any amount of time, ethanol is not your friend when it comes to rubber anything. So keep that in mind and pay close attention to your car and check everything. Always check everything. I am happy with that. This guy back on there. Good. That's on there. Good. And he gets a flathead screwdriver wherever I put it. Who knows? No, that's not it. Perfect. All right, come over here and get this tire off of here. All right, scooter's all back together with the park bars back on it, and we got the street T-bars out of the saw, cut back down and put on the shelf for the next time we need them. Alright, so we've removed the driver's side, depending on where you are. In this country of the United States of America, it is the driver's side. And I'll point my finger, let me get you guys stable first. Stable, you guys first. Okay. So, here's what we're going after. You see, let me see if I can get my hand in here. Here's where the fuel line is coming out of the frame horn right here. I'm going to pull this fuel line off, and this is where we are going to put the fuel filter kind of up in this area out of the way. This is a nice cool area of the vehicle. In my opinion, you don't have to do it this way, but in my opinion, this is a safe place for your fuel filter. It's where I have my plastic fuel filter in my 67 Bug. I've put 11,000 miles on it that way. It's been just fine. I will continue to do it that way. It's the way I'm doing it. It seems like the safest place for me. Some of you will agree with me. Maybe some of you won't. Like I said at the beginning of this, controversial. It's going to be hard for me to get you guys and the camera and the light in here, but we'll see if I can't find a place where I could get you guys set up where you could watch some of this happen a little bit. Well, that's not too terrible. Okay, excellent. All right, so we got the old line off of there, and we got this here new line fed back on there. We're going to feed her back through the firewall and the grommet. Not the firewall. I mean, it's kind of the firewall. It's more like the firewall here. Now, as you can see, that is the vwnut's recommended place for your fuel filter in your classic VW Bug. That way, if you have a problem there, it just leaks right out onto the ground. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for hanging out with me here today, and we will see you in a couple of days. Alright, so you've seen that we got it relocated. I got the wheel put back on and it torqued right down where it's supposed to be. So the only next logical thing to do
is to go ahead and start it up. So I'd like to first of all, thank each and every one of you for being here. I appreciate all of you. And I will see you guys in a couple of days, but I will leave you with the sweet sounds of my 64 as long as you start. Before I leave, I almost forgot the most important part of driving an old car. Make sure not only that you keep a fire extinguisher in your car, but that it is charged, it is handy, and that you know how to use it. We will see you guys in a couple of days.